Hello, I'm Haley. I own and run Wild Oak Trail with my husband Saxon. Today I just wanted to share our honest 5-year review with using our Royal Berkey every day for the last over 5 years now for a family of 4. Also, I'll touch on the new Phoenix filters that are available for these units. So we are a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 kids. They are 6 and 8. And the Royal Berkey is the perfect size for us. We fill it once a day at the end of the day. We use this. We just go over to the sink. It takes about 4 of these jugs to fill it up. And that's all that we need to do. So my biggest pros to using the Berkey is obviously how clean the water is. I don't need to worry about like contaminants, microplastics, pharmaceuticals, or any of the other fun things that I hear about people digesting in North American tap water. I love that the housing is stainless steel. I don't want it sitting in plastic. So right now when you buy a Berkey gravity-fed water filter system, they do come with the 2 regular BB9 filters that we all know and love. The filters last a really long time, and they only need to be cleaned about once every 3 to 6 months. Usually you'll notice your water filtering a little slower, and then you know that it's time to give them a scrub. You just pop them out, scrub them with your Scotch-Brite pad under some cold water, and you're good to go. If you need some instructions on how to clean it, we do have another video that I'll link below that we go through when we take our whole Berkey apart, give everything a nice good scrub and clean, and that breaks that down for you. So before we bought our Berkey, my only hesitation was finding a spot for it, because as you can see behind me, our kitchen is not very big. We're basically doing tiny house living, but a little bit differently because we live in a 4-plex that we own. So we live in a 2-bedroom, 800 square feet apartment in our 4-plex, and then we rent out the other suites. So after I realized that you don't really need to have it in your kitchen necessarily, just like nearby somewhere that's not going to be annoying to fill up, we came up with this solution and just have it on like this little like shelf, which is in our dining room. So yeah, as I said, then it's not too far to walk from there to there to fill it up. So as you can see, if you're a little creative, and you can find a spot for it, then you can absolutely have a Berkey in a tiny home, RV, cabin, etc. You can make it work in small spaces. Okay, so let's talk filtering your water. I know that there's been a little bit of confusion around Berkey with the EPA situation, so I just wanted to clarify a few things about that. So the situation wasn't that the Berkey was unsafe to use. There was no recall. It was actually regarding the classification that the filters were under, specifically about like the silver being used in the filters, which is not uncommon. Other brands do that as well, but it was the way that they were registered with the EPA. So because of how the Berkey is classified and sold, Berkey has adjusted how the BB9s are being offered while the regulatory details are being worked through. Now, the potential cons to using Berkey, as I mentioned, you have to find a spot for it. So it does take up some real estate on your countertop. I think it's totally worth it. And I've actually gotten quite a few compliments on how this looks in our dining room. So, you know, it's not a bad piece to have in your home. If you have kids or maybe even careless guests, you need to make sure that they know how to close the spigot all the way. We've had once or twice where the kiddos maybe accidentally don't close it all the way, and we've ended up with a little bit of warping on our baseboard just from the little small amount of water that landed there. So you just have to be careful of that. Also, you want to be careful not to overfill it. There have been 1 or 2 occasions where I have filled it and then Saxon, my husband, didn't realize how full it was and then added more water to the top. And then you'll have a little water coming out of this part, which is obviously not ideal, especially if you don't have it over your sink, because then it ends up on the floor. So water view spigot is actually, we don't have one, but we probably should get one. Those ones are really handy because then you can see how much water is in the base. So I do recommend them. We still use our BB9s in our Royal system. They last 6,000 gallons, and when the time comes to replace them, we'll be switching over to the new Phoenix filters that Berkey is now offering. I'll do a quick comparison for you and I'll put it up on the screen. That will give you a good side-by-side view of the original BB9 filters to the new Phoenix filters that Berkey is now offering. So as you can see, both filters do an amazing job. The BB9s are the long-standing classic, and the Phoenix filters are the new awesome filters that they're offering that they've gone above and beyond to get new certifications for that are now being offered and fit in all of the Berkey units. Overall, we love our Berkey, and we actually love being a dealer for Berkey. They're wonderful to deal with. And fun fact, they're actually the first company that we offered on our website at wildoaktrail.com back in 2017. So if you're interested in getting yourself a Berkey, you can call us at Wild Oak Trail at 1-844-945-3625, which is actually 1-844-WILD OAK. We have an amazing customer service staff. His name is Josh, who you will most likely be dealing with, and he is super nice and super awesome to talk to, and he's really happy to hear from you. You can also chat in on our website at wildoaktrail.com or send us an email at customersupport@wildoaktrail.com as well. If you have any questions or anything like that, we're happy to hear from you. Or if you just want to tell us about your journey in your tiny house or off-grid, we'd love to hear customer stories.